straight up to the remaining Leviathans, seized each in turn, tipping them over and spilling Volscani infantry like ants from a crumbling anthill, before turning their weaponry on them. All that remained now was to execute the richly deserved sentence of death. The 8th Regiment rightly showed no pity and fought their way to the ramparts atop the corrupt Leviathans. They saw things within those defiled vehicles that honest soldiers should not have to. Still, they pressed on until they in turn crossed over the boarding ramps to the embattled Cadian Leviathan Exubitor Castellan, which the heretics had boarded. Creed and Kell led the way now, and it was they who reached the command deck first and succeeded in preventing the foul desecration of the fallen body of Governor Primus Marius Poralske. The governor had fallen, as a Cadian should, with a blade in his hand and heretics at his feet. Lord Castellan Creed carried the body of the governor back to the battlements of the Leviathan, wrapped in the banner of the 8th. Many more Cadian regiments were now coming upon the scene, and a great throng of them gathered around. The Lord Castellan, being a pious man, allowed them to sing their praise to the Emperor, and then, from his lofty position, he delivered his first exhortation to the armies of Cadia to strive without rest until every disciple of chaos had suffered the same fate as the Volscani. The host demanded that the noble Urasaka Creed should take command. 3 times he refused, but ultimately he could only accede to the will of the regiments. As ever, greatness thrust itself upon Urasaka E. Creed, and he could but strain to bear its weight. From Lieutenant Orsana Rivald, Archivist, 8th Cadian Regiment. To Cadian High Command. Following the betrayal on Cadia, pleas for aid from forces beyond the Cadian sector have been dispatched to military commands in the surrounding sectors. We expect warriors from the Astartes Precious chapters, and possibly from the Space Wolves also. Naval assets have been promised from Cipramundi, and regimental musters have begun on many nearby sectors. Forces are gathering, but only time will tell whether or not it is at a quick enough pace. Journal entry. I've seen more activity in the last week